Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Justin. I'm the CTO of Konnect. We're a small startup company based in Cardiff, fresh spin-off from Cardiff University. Our company name is Konnect, and what we're about is smart data and eventually empowering autonomous vehicles. Next slide. Thank you. Right. Main aim of our company is reducing the traffic flow, making it more efficient, and reducing emergency response times. So, how do we do this? Well, it's not an overnight process. We have to first build trust. Case in point with autonomous vehicles, we've got 2 or 3 accidents have made worldwide headlines, whereas those 2 or 3 accidents on a normal car, they probably wouldn't even make the local news. Because they're autonomous, everybody wants to know about them. So we need to build the trust because people have heard that autonomous cars are very dangerous. We need to start building that trust and putting the infrastructure in to do that. Our first plan is to improve the emergency response times. Now, how this works is our vehicle systems will detect traffic and automatically route emergency vehicles either around that or through that at a later stage. As we said, congestion is already dealt with. By being proactive and having localized AI within the area, we can then turn around and take a load of the overhead or the processing power off the Dubai Police, Google servers, or Apple Map servers, and automatically just make it so that the local users can be more routed more efficiently. And generally speaking, how many times have you guys been sat in a traffic jam and Google or Waze or Apple Maps are saying, yes, traffic's fine. You turn a corner, you get hit in a traffic jam, 2 seconds later, it turns black, warning, traffic ahead. How many times has that happened to everybody? With our system, because it's up to almost a nanosecond, depending on the processing times and depending on the information speeds, you wouldn't get to that point. It'll automatically know your route is taking you past a very congested space. Please go straight, left, or right. Okay, could I have the next slide, please? So, this is a multi-year, multi-phase journey. To begin with, over here in Dubai, particularly with the Dubai Future Accelerators, we're going to concentrate on the top 2, which is emergency response and connected vehicles. Where we're going with this and how we're going to do this is the meat and veg of how our system actually works. It's going to initially use LiDAR, temperature, and gas sensors powered off the street lights to actually maintain and create a situational awareness of this. The LiDAR sensors are going to be able to plot a cross-section of the vehicles, so we can say how many of what type of vehicle is in each particular lane. Cars, trucks, mopeds, bikes, donkey carts, whatever. So that's going to be evidenced over here. So our sensor is going to be at the top. It's going to be pointing down. It's going to create a cross-section of like your bike, your truck, your speeds car, or so on and so forth. Then we're going to generate a couple of use cases after we've got some data and then move forward. Once we've got onto phase 2, which is the newly built infrastructure, that's when we're going to get piezoelectric sensors. Now these are something very similar to what's already in the road in terms of something called MAD detectors, magnetic anomalies. When a large lump of metal, read vehicle, drives over them, it's just going to count as one object. With our sensors, it's going to count one object of what? Big truck, small truck, little truck, bike, car, we'll be able to tell you exactly what it is and how fast it's going. Because these sensors will be spaced equally across the road, we'll be able to say, right, speed is distance over time. Vehicle A, in the case over here, has taken X amount of time to go from here to here. Therefore, we know it's traveling at such and such a speed. So we'll be able to tell you exactly what speed you were doing, where you were going, and more importantly, the position of your vehicle within the road. Now, in this environment, how many people think drink driving is dangerous? Okay. Right, which is more dangerous? Text driving or drink driving? Why? And subconsciously, your body's gyrocompass automatically does this to try and concentrate. With drink driving, your brain automatically knows that it needs to stay straight. And you've got this wonderful thing in front of you called a broken dotted line, which you automatically move onto and follow. With text driving, you're all over the shop giving it this, bang. our sensors will be able to tell you, hey, listen, we've got something slightly fishy over here. Just switch to a local ANPR camera, which is number plate. Have a look. If it's an old guy, okay, who's like can barely see over the windscreen, fine, not a problem. If it's a young lad, okay, giving it this with the head down, not actually looking where he's going, we can automatically route the local cop car to go. 400 dirham fine, please, sir. Could I have the next slide, please? Right, this is a bit of who we are and what we're about. So you've got Mohammed bin Ismail, which is the CEO and one of our co-founders. He's taken a year out of his PhD to do this. We've got myself, who's doing life a little bit backwards. I went into industry first and now I've come on to do university. And we've also got our co-founder, Jack Levy, who can't be with us today because he's got a placement in Honda. We came together over an award ceremony about 18 months ago called the Da Vinci Awards, which is a local innovation award held by Cardiff University. We came together, we each had different ideas, and we thought, hey, let's come together, we can make something work. 18 months later, here we are. Can I have the next slide, please? Right. Our market size is pretty small at the moment, but we aim to grow. As you can see over here, the vehicle sales up to 2025, you've got 42 billion. And as we're going up and scaling within that, you're going to start needing people to actually have the infrastructure in to deal with it, because you cannot rely on the vehicle itself to process and get situational awareness around you. Right, this is our basic business model. Okay, our essentially is going to be government councils and local government is going to be where the majority of our clients come from. And moving forward, we aim to monetize that data by utilizing it with the health authorities for the atmospheric content, the CO2, and any respiratory issues. And moving forward, the road maintenance and emergency vehicles will be taking proactive routing within the transition from A to B. Next slide, please. Okay, these are our partnerships. We have only been incorporated for 5 months, so we are extremely young. And we've already got Clarida Technologies, which is a leader within the data analytics environment. So we've got a lot of back-end processing and known processing within this. Next slide, please. Okay, these are our competitions. They're not doing exactly what we are doing in terms of LiDAR, but they are doing something very similar with image processing, with event-driven analytics. We are very new on the block, but we aim to take on and punch above our weight category, as evidenced by being here in DFA with just a concept and a prototype in pieces, because that's basically how we arrived here. Next slide. Right. We are a small team, as there's only 5 of us in the group, but we are extremely mobile. And where you've got bigger companies, they are not as agile as a 5-man team that's, in some cases, myself, still in university, dodging, diving, and creating opportunities as it comes.